What do you guys think about Javi selling out his tour and people saying that it's going to be a 20-minute show? As you guys know, JOP was arrested days before his release of his EP. No one said that, but they searched his car. I mean, it was like a little Benjamin. And what do you guys think of the collab with Aiden Ross?
I kind of wish that Fuerza Regida would hop on to our podcast because, you know, we're the raza, you know, we're in the same space.
Talking about Peso, he won his first Grammy. A lot of people were saying, you know, he was mad, he didn't pick up his Grammy, but the truth is, Karol G brings out Javi at Estadio Azteca with 80,000 people. Yeah, those were awesome times. But the music itself, like, I think the music now is better than that. In my opinion. And talking about Eslabon Armado, I don't think they're with the records anymore. It just says Armado Records, so they officially left. That video that we talked about like 3 episodes ago is true. You know, they unfollowed each other. I don't know what happened.
You don't know?
I mean, I heard a bunch.
You don't know?
I'm gonna be honest. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Agushto Papa podcast. We are here at the Spotify studios. Huge shout out to Danny. You know, I said we're at the Spotify studios. You
Spotify,
shout out to our boy Danny.
Big Spotify.
If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And also, we're bringing a new segment called Ask Agushto.
Yep.
What's it about?
Guys, you guys are going to have the opportunity to ask us anything that... What?
No, that's good. Keep going.
You're ruining my whole flow.
2 minutes.
Where you guys get to ask us anything that has to do with the music in this email. The email's right here.
Anything in general.
If you're in a musical situation and you need support, you need advice, you know, we're here, we're open, and we give our opinions on anything.
Stooges are here to help you.
Ask for some relationship advice too. Coaches don't play. That's why
we are in the music industry. Doesn't mean we know everything, but we know something.
We're learning a lot. We're learning.
So we got some good questions for today already. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. I know a lot of you guys are already fans, and you know you guys want to support everything. Just make sure you do that. We are gonna hit 500K. We start at 300 this year. 500K by my birthday, March 21st. So let's make it happen. Thank you guys.
Been better. And also, happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Comment down below. Are you seeing? Are you taking? Where are you gonna take out your girlfriend? Or what are you gonna do today? Are you gonna go out with your boys or Galentine's? I don't know. Let us know down.
Is there a boy Valentine's?
I think it's just time with the boys, no?
Boy Valentine's.
I'm single as fuck.
Valentine's.
Boylentine's.
Oh, actually, yeah, you hosted a Galentine's.
No? Oh, yeah,
I didn't know it was a Galentine's.
Yeah, bro. Guys, he was doing like
little
shape, ice cube shapes.
What if I want to give my boy a cupcake? Guys, I want to say thank you for everyone that watches. If it wasn't for you guys, we would not be here. So keep subscribing, keep liking, keep commenting, keep talking shit in the comments.
And also,
we love it.
Listen to the best playlist on Spotify.
Best playlist.
Los que mandan.
No, ours.
Para andar a gusto.
Hours.
No, los que mandan. Los que mandan.
Shout out to Sam on the audio too. We appreciate you being here.
First topic of the day. A lot of stuff happened. That's why we decided to, film this episode. We do have a lot of guests. We have Clave Especial.
Yup.
Fabio, which is Javi's brother. Who do we have? Emmanuel. Tony Sucesión. When I wrote Nueva Vida.
This is the first time that we have 4 guest episodes ready to go. But so much stuff's going on that we rather say that.
Talk about the big one.
And we were supposed to have Pepe Aguilar this week, but unfortunately...
We still are?
I think we still are.
Well, we didn't know we were going to have this space, but the beauty about having this spot is that, it's very presentable. It looks nice. There's restrooms, there's snacks, there's coffee, everything here. There's parking. You check in. Shout out to Spotify. We really appreciate this place. But that's a crazy big one. I told my dad, and he was pretty shocked.
I think we should fight him. Not fight him.
No, but I'm going to stand my ground.
Yeah, me
I'm going to stand my ground.
Who the fuck talk shit on Correos Tumbados?
I'll be like, what led you to say those hurtful comments? Because I was very hurt.
I was going to take Pepe, we're huge fans.
Pepe, you did everything for this generation.
No, I'm going to say, Pepe, I went to listen to your music because I'm not very familiar with your catalog. And your number 1, number 2, and number 3 songs dropped before I was born. What have you been doing since?
Are you really gonna keep that energy?
Fuck
you know
no.
what? I think we should.
That was like 7 feet tall.
No, he is pretty.
You know what's actually kind of cool about Pepe is that he's fluent in English and Spanish. Like I've heard him talk English and he talks really very well. So I'm not sure if we're gonna do the podcast in English or Spanish, but I feel like it goes both ways. People get to see how he talks and how educated he is.
Yeah, but I want you guys to know like what the odds are, who the cards are stacked against because. He's been doing interviews since before we were born. He's already been a star since before we were born. We've been at it,
2-3
years.
He's been at it for
He's like a gazillionaire and like a living legend in Mexico, everywhere.
Yeah.
So for us to question him and all that stuff, it's gonna take a little bit of effort, but I think we have a good shot.
First topic of the day. As you guys know, JOP was arrested days before his release of his EP at the Caritas Centro border while trying to cross into Mexicali. They found under like 10 grams of weed, and that's why they stopped. They actually searched his car. No one said that, but they searched his car. I mean, it was like a little Benjamin,
Some joints.
A rolling tray.
big. And he was arrested with Angel Tumbado, the security, and the other street mob member que nos metió una goliza. Remember?
For real, when we played indoor, they smoked this.
Oh, the guy with the ponytails, huh?
Ponytail. I think it's Walker's brother.
Maybe. I don't
No.
think, they don't look alike.
But what do you guys think about that situation? You know, obviously they're from California. They like to smoke weed. Do you think it was irresponsible of them to forget to take that out? Because Angel was mentioning when you go to Mexico, obviously I've never been close to the border. Not planning on getting close to the border, but there's a sign that says no weapons and no drugs, right?
Yeah. Once you get to the border, there's a big sign that says like 3 exits till the border, 2 exits, the very last exit before Mexico. And then all along those 3 exits, there's a big sign that says no weapons in Mexico and no drugs.
Oh.
I don't know the exact word, but I think it just says no weed, no cannabis. Maybe they say the word cannabis.
Wait, so when you cross, do they check every car?
No.
Or it's just like if you seem like suspicious or some shit?
No. So what happens? Most of the time I just cross walking, but I've crossed. No. But I crossed in cars too.
Brother.
No, I done it in cars too. You just
Do your steps
it's give and take. Sometimes you just walk straight through. Like if it was, one of those like paid parking type thing. That's what it looks like. And you'll see police officers. The
Dogs.
There's dogs, but like they're just like kicking it, and you could just go straight through. Sometimes they're checking every car. Sometimes there's a thing where there's like it's like a red or a green, and it's like it's just by chance. When it's a car, like it just gives you a random one. If you get a red one, then you have to go, and it's like call a secondary where they'll check your stuff that everything's good, because they don't have the time or the energy or the effort, resources, whatever, to search every car like that.
Yeah, I mean everybody.
Yeah,
it's like
their efforts are like into people coming in. Usually people aren't trying to traffic things into Mexico.
Honestly, I think he forgot to take out that stuff, but then I'm thinking, knowing JOP, he's like, okay, I'm gonna get arrested for I could take this opportunity to promote my album.
So you think he got arrested on purpose?
At first I was like,
I feel like
no, I don't think he wants to do all that.
I think when you're an artist, you need to take extreme measures. You know, when
you're a successful artist.
Yeah, so when there was a video where he was getting asked question by a reporter, he's like, go check out the album.
No,
blah,
like
blah.
he's like, oh, te metieron en la cárcel, ¿cómo te sientes? ¿Cómo te trataron las autoridades?
Oh yeah, and he was like, no sé qué están diciendo en las redes, pero sale mi EP, blah blah blah. And I was
no,
like,
the first thing he said, estoy dolido, pero no arrepentido.
Oh yeah, my bad. But yeah, I mean, he took the opportunity to promote his album, which is #1 on Latin charts on Apple.
And last time I saw, #3 on United States.
That's crazy. So I mean, I don't know.
I think that he just really messed up. I don't think that it was like a super crazy big release for the Fuerza team. This was kind of just like a Valentine's type thing. It wasn't like, it's not an album, so I think it was like a little bit less importance. But I think that he crosses back and forth so much that se le pasó this time, He's done it 150 times good, where, they take their weed out before. This time nomás se les olvidó.
Or maybe he thought he could pay him off.
Yeah, or maybe he thought like, oh, like I don't want to drop this weed.
Yeah.
Let's just give him whatever money he wants. And it didn't work out this time. And then he just spinned it into great marketing.
Yeah.
But I don't think he would like put himself in like jail. I don't think they put him in jail,
Yeah, I think maybe like
just like a little holding place.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of the EP?
Super badass. I think I just don't like the last one.
I'm gonna be honest with the people watching. I haven't listened to it.
No, I've listened to it maybe like 8. I've listened to it like 10 times. I just don't like the last one. Lo que se llama putas. I think that's like a little like, I'm not saying vulgar, but
explicit.
It's pretty explicit. I wouldn't mind it. I just think it's like,
Cover your little ears,
Respetuoso.
kid.
no, it's
Oh,
just
El
like,
Angelito.
I don't know. I just didn't like the,
Angelito, le vamos a decir Angelito.
I just didn't like the vibe of that one. But all the other 6, I think there's 7 songs. All the other 6 like on repeat. And then
There's no features, nothing?
no. That's crazy. They're not big on features, huh? But
I mean, it's just
they're
an
not big
EP.
on
It's
features,
just an
but
EP.
the writing, there's a lot of writers on there. Like when we were there for we were here for Clave Especial. His name's Jay.
Toro's brother.
Toro's brother. He was like, oh, they're gonna release an EP, and this is one of the songs, and he showed it to us, and I was like, oh, this is hard, and he didn't tell me the name, but it was that song,
Tu
the name.
name?
And then he was showing it to us because he was very proud of that. He co-wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to him. I think the song is hard.
Yeah, I think it's dope that that everybody's able to get together and create this piece of art and have credit and get paid for it.
They collabed. They're big on collabs, but just within themselves.
Yeah, just
within that
within the
camp.
street mob.
And what'd you guys think of the collab with Aiden Ross? And I'm bringing it up because of what you told me.
Okay.
Tell me how you felt about it.
Okay, I respect Fuerza Regida, JOP. I was a little upset that they were able to do a collaboration like that because Aiden Ross, he's young. Obviously, he's
I thought you said something
American.
else.
He has a huge platform, but I kind of wish that Fuerza Regida would hop on to our podcast because we're the raza. We're in the same space, right? And I think
we help them out.
we help them out. We got like the whole street mob team once, and I think we're going for round 2. And then that question is still there, like when is Fuerza gonna hop on? But that's just my opinion. Like,
Stand by it. Don't say JK.
no, I didn't say JK. I was just saying like raza helps raza. We've been wanting this interview for a super long time, but I don't know. I don't know what seems to be the problem, but it is what it is. What do you feel? And I don't know if you guys.
So the first time I was like, oh, it's cool. Aiden Ross, like this is badass and everything. But then you know how you told me all of that. Then I got thinking and I was like, damn, that's kind of true. Like we use our platform to free promo.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can we have this artist come on? Hell yeah, let's do it. And then we don't get that opportunity. So.
Yeah, and I think.
But I understand why. Because obviously like.
It's
Why-
both
it's
sides.
Aiden
That's-
Ross, like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
No.
like-
I'm not just letting you like give that opinion and be like, oh, I don't know about you. No, I get you. I 100% get you. I stand with you. And then on the other hand, someone could say, well, he gets 100 times more numbers, and maybe they could say, oh, they just did it for publicity.
Yeah.
All right,
Which
bet.
I'm pretty sure,
Yeah, and then maybe, and then also we're not big on asking for interviews. If you guys didn't know, like 99% of the people that come on the podcast, they showed interest in coming first.
yeah.
And then maybe Fuerza just doesn't want to do a podcast. So last year we did a soccer game. Hopefully they're watching this and reach out for some sort of activity like that. Maybe not blessing the whole block, We'd bless half. Se nos acabaría el dinero en the fucking carne asada, bro. They give away like 3 cars.
The electrical bill.
Imagine JLP.
Jason, send that money for the beer.
No. That's
Dude.
okay.
No, that's the thing. And imagine, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure JLP ended up hearing this. So then
Yeah. I mean, we keep
he's
it
like,
real.
I
you
bet.
know?
Let's go bless the next block.
No,
Be like, go to una carnita
but
asada y
here's
ahí
a-
muere.
here's
¿no?
We're
a
gonna be
good
like, bless me, dog. Bless me. Right here.
we fucking dress up as a neighbor and shit.
Dress up as a neighbor.
Yeah.
Wait, did you guys see the little kid?
Let's
I don't
try
know
to
if
make
it's
out
the
the
kid or the
trenches.
family that they gave the car, but they give like a family a car. And I don't know if it was that kid, but then the kid was like, I like Peso Pluma or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Like, he's good. So imagine giving someone a car and then like the little kid is like, I like Peso Pluma.
Nah,
Goddamn
that's
kid,
just a
bro.
viral moment. I
Yeah.
don't want to take it to heart.
I don't know if it was that same kid, but
It was funny though.
But I mean, that's my take on it. Obviously, with time, si va a pasar el podcast. I have faith that we could get it, done. I think whether like with the more time that passes by, we're getting better as interviewers, as podcasters. The chemistry
Numbers are
that we
growing.
have. So it's okay, It's a kind of win-win situation. But
the good thing about it is that
Hop
at
on.
least we know what we need to do to get like Fuerza and like Peso,
Yeah, that's.
Junior.
Oh, yeah, I got
Because
sidetracked
other
on that one,
creators
too.
like Sawitan, But like we talk about all the time, like, hey, si no le echamos ganas, like. we're
Yeah,
not gonna
that's
have
that's
this
literally our
anymore.
slogan. I was gonna bring that up too. I got carried away. That, all right, but on the other hand, we could say, oh, he did it for publicity just because he wanted to get like a gazillion million views. But why can't he get that with us? You know, why can't we grow, be at that level? And then I'm pretty sure all these other artists are gonna ask to come on as well.
I think 100%.
about
So then
that
also
shit, like,
we can't just be like, we can't just discredit it like, oh, nomás just want publicity or whatever. Like, why can't we get to that level?
Yeah,
you know?
no, definitely. And
So
I
we're
think
working towards it.
I think we could do it too, cause I mean we did the Chinito Pacas episode, knowing or not knowing that he was gonna blow up, but it's our most viewed podcast, like 1.5 million.
No, not most viewed. I think Javi. Oh no,
No, it's still Chinito Pacas, which is, you know, Chinito Pacas is part of Street Mob. So, you know, I respect the skills that we have, and I also respect that we have more to learn.
Yeah, we are on the fucking grind to prove ourselves, so that a lot more artists are gonna want to come on. And so from, let's say the big ones, Fuerza, Junior, Nata, and Peso, who do you guys think we're gonna have first on the podcast?
Ooh. Honestly.
From those four, who do you guys think is gonna be first? After all this shit, I think Fuerza, bro.
No, I think Nata.
Yeah, I think it's Nata. I think we're gonna get the chance to have Nata on. I remember I asked Jimmy when Nata coming, because I fucking text him every day to see when Nata's gonna come. He said hopefully April.
He's like, pero no te vine a ver a ti,
güey.
güey.
Once Nata comes, they're gonna do this huge push on him in the US.
Yeah, and I also think it's gonna be him, because I remember you were telling us there was opportunity for us to go to Mexico City.
Oh, to interview?
Yeah, but that didn't happen.
Oh, and then we are gonna get to record with Peso. Not a podcast, but like something sick.
Bet.
We
Y'all stay
finessed
tuned.
I
our
think that
way.
shit's like confirmed, right? Is it basically
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
confirmed?
We finessed our way into the same room, and from there it's up to us to get some good content.
Yeah.
Trust me, guys, we're working. Estamos echando ganas a la vida,
Yeah,
porque
I mean,
no
this
nos queremos
is-
quedar en el camino.
This is probably the last thing I'm gonna bring up about like interviewing big artists. Me and my dad were talking about how close we were to getting Peso. You know, he sent us that video before he ever had his first concert. He's like, "¿Qué rollo? Ya estoy listo para el podcast." Ciao.
Mm-hmm.
That was insane.
That was insane.
Damn, I didn't think you guys were gonna say Nata and so confidently. I thought you guys were gonna say. Well, I had no idea. I thought it was gonna be Fuerza. After all that shit we said, yeah. I feel like they're just like they're close. They're here all the time, and then I think like, I mean, I wish the answer was Junior. I'm a biggest Junior H fan, but I just think that he's not doing none of that. I think the next chance we're gonna have to be in the same room with him is when they do the press release for the next tour, which is the last time we saw him, and that was such a big opportunity we had that day that we took, and I think like the videos didn't really blow up, but we still did our thing.
The first one or the second one?
Second.
The second one.
It did pretty good. It's like 100-something K.
Oh yeah. I just
not the
saw it like the first month
Yeah,
type
yeah.
shit. Yeah, we've been to 2, huh?
We've been through
Yeah, we
it.
have some shit under our belt now.
We've been through it.
Yeah, no,
No, dude, guys, this year, holy shit, like.
This is gonna be our
This is
best
like
year.
your fat homie telling you he doing meal preps.
No, my boy meal prep for a business day and a half.
Bro, I meal prep for the day. Dude, I meal prepped everything. The shit was, nada más estaba para abrirlo. My bad, I spit. Estaba para abrirlo, put it in the microwave 2 minutes, and eat it.
And eat and shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Bro. No,
whoa, what did I do? I ate one fucking
That's-
meal, bro.
And then he has to go to fucking Chick-fil-A at night.
¿Qué
No,
comió?
dude.
Pura
I didn't even eat nothing. I just got so depressed thinking about how that was gonna have to be my life from now on that I literally stopped halfway and just fucking cried.
And then
Oh,
last night
man.
you fucking made like arroz at like 1 a.m. and shit.
Yeah, I made arroz because I was like, okay, we're gonna take it a step at a time. Let's not eat fast food no more. And then I was okay. Larry told me not rice, yada yada, but I was like, fuck it, some rice. And I did white rice and eggs. Yeah. But anyway, that's done deal.
Talking
This
about
year,
Peso, he won his first Grammy.
Ah,
Not
damn.
Latin Grammy.
real Grammy. He was with Jay-Z.
And then a lot of people were saying, he was mad he didn't pick up his Grammy. But the truth is, that part that you guys saw that he didn't pick up his Grammy is not televised. And I don't think people actually go and get their Grammy because there's like so much categories that they only film like at night. So that's why they announced it. And like, I don't even think he was there. But it's not that he was mad or anything.
Yeah, and I think somebody told us that the Grammys like actually last hours.
Yeah, it's like hours.
Oh, I think it was Danny.
But they only televise like fucking the last,
Like the last 2 hours?
Like Karol G and Jay-Z and
Like
shit.
the album of the year type shit.
Yeah. Like the
Yeah.
super big shit.
I mean, there's a lot of like controversy with Grammys, how it's very like one-sided, and it's like they favor people.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
just,
Like even Eminem has said it There's a couple artists.
Or like the Mexican
Jay-Z has said it
category,
too.
like like no offense, but like the people who were nominated was like Lupita Infante, Ana Barbara. But like, how do you?
Flor de Atololoche.
Yeah.
Atoloche.
Or like who?
Sorry if I said it wrong.
How do you get nominated for a Grammy? Do you guys know? Is it like the most views numbers?
I have an idea.
One
But yeah,
guy
just to wrap up the Peso thing, my opinion, my humble opinion, I would have said like, even if it's not televised, I would have gone. If I had the chance to win a Grammy, I would have been there, even if it was just for me. But we're just so out of that space that maybe they're like, oh, only fucking losers go to that shit or something like that, Maybe that's why he didn't go. But then going back to that, there's a board, I don't know what they call themselves, that choose based on different categories.
Oh, the Recording Academy.
Yeah, the board of Recording Academy artists, whatever.
So it's not about votes
Or
in
numbers?
the Recording Academy.
It's not like votes from
It's
numbers?
not votes. It's like within a set group of people.
So it's just like 10 people were like, hey, what's your favorite album? Oh, mine too. All right, you're nominated. Like
I
that?
think so, yeah.
Ah.
And I think you have to be a member of the Recording Academy too
to be nominated.
to be nominated. Yeah, I saw a video.
Yeah, we're gonna
That's interesting.
dig in a little bit more, and we'll bring you guys some more facts.
Yeah, I'll look for that video because it was
but
pretty
the thing
interesting.
is, and I think that they're even good with all the controversy that they have because it brings so much press. Where, they're like, oh well, why did Travis Scott not win the album and Killer Mike won it?
Mhm.
Like, who the fuck is Killer Mike? But again, like
Jelly Roll?
or let's say the Mexican album of the year lo ganó Peso Pluma. He was alongside Lupita Infante, Ana Barbara, and then in our eyes we could be like, they just blows them out of the water. But again, it's best album, not most selling album, not most streamed album. Best to whose opinion? Because it's an opinion. We'll to the Academy.
Yeah, it's very subjective.
All right, let's just say it's best-selling album. What are the top fives? Obviously, Hennessy's obviously took it, but after that?
Was the ones that were nominated. Is that what you're asking?
No, like best-selling album.
No, he's asking you like if you know the best-selling albums.
Oh, the best-selling albums.
For Música Mexicana.
I think it was
For sure, Hennessy's.
Hennessy.
But who's second?
Las Babies y la Bellaqueada.
That's probably second.
I think maybe even Frontera's album. Oh no,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know.
it's because it depends. There's a time frame for it to be like considered best album of the
I know
year.
what you're talking about. All right, let's just say.
So I don't know
2023.
what are.
Let's just say 2023 in general.
Was like the ones that I said. Fronteras.
Who else dropped an album?
Huh?
Who else dropped an
No,
album?
you're
bro?
asking like
Junior
who
dropped an
who would he give
album.
it to? Damn,
No, but he said 5.
All right, we know Hennessy's for sure is the best selling in Música Mexicana. But like, who was it after that?
Damn, it might be neck
Should I
and neck
search it up?
with Las.
Because I don't have Apple Music anymore.
I
so
don't think
can't
it's La
really check
Babies or La
charts.
Beliqueada. I think that released pretty late, but so did Sad Boys for Life 2. And actually, the fun fact, the first Sad Boys for Life dropped today. I don't know if it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And so that's today's Sad Boys for Life anniversary. So it's Sad Boys for Life Day today. So go cry.
Oh, and also too, I think Eslabon Armado dropped Tu Veneno Mortal. Like it was February 14, right? When they dropped it. I don't know,
I
but
know
I
Sad
remember
Boys
that
for
shit was
Life,
during
and I
COVID.
barely
That
know
shit
that one.
was huge. Oh, and talking about Eslabon Armado, I don't think they're with Del Records anymore.
That's pretty crazy.
Like, but like in terms
Shout out
of
to
music.
Bobby, he told us. Just kidding.
No, I think they're just doing like touring now.
Yeah. I saw the
entertainment shit.
yeah.
But yeah, like it just says Armado Records, so
Yeah,
they
yeah,
officially left. That video that we talked about like 3 episodes ago is true. You know, they unfollowed each other. I don't know what happened. I might. Nah, I'm just kidding. I do not know what happened, but
No?
it's pretty crazy.
You don't know?
I mean, I heard a bunch.
You don't know.
I'm gonna be honest. Well, we're all gonna be honest. I heard a bunch of stuff,
We're not
and
gonna-
I honestly, I predicted it. We all predicted it, to be honest. I think we predicted it like last year, no? We were like, hey, like like some shit's going on.
Yeah.
Fucking music nerds and shit.
Yeah, but we just now we know it's confirmed because they released a flyer for the events for Eslabon Armado events February and March, and it just says what is that, Armado Records and Dell Entertainment. It doesn't say Dell Records.
And they
Where-
started their own merch store.
Yeah,
online.
Armado store or something.
Armado store.
That's crazy. Do you guys think?
Whew.
Well, it's kind of crazy. Like, I think there was a little dispute or argument, or like they bumped heads when they got like the #1 song in the world.
I'm pretty sure it was Ella Baila Sola was the one that caused the conflict.
Do you think that caused the conflict, or you think that was the tipping point?
That's a good one.
I mean, damn. I feel like that's what happens in a lot of like independent labels, no? Like there always seems to be like a fall off, where someone ends up like not being content.
There's
But, like,
always a fall off, whether they did so good that they feel they don't need
Yeah.
each other, or they did so bad that they didn't do shit with each other.
But I mean, what's kind of crazy too is like everything is written down on paper, so
Yeah,
they signed it. Is it because? I mean, their lawyer didn't get them good.
No,
Did they get a
that's
lawyer?
the thing too. Like when artists, like let's just say for example, you know how a lot of people fight with Jimmy. I always think like, damn, like they signed a contract, like whoever's right. You know, like it's on paper. Like no matter how much you fight, like okay, you know they're not paying you, we'll fucking sue them and win.
Unless you're not, yeah.
Unless you didn't read that contract correctly.
I mean, they have to
Then
honor
whose fault
it.
is it? You know.
It's by law. You know, law is always like you
The
can't.
law's the law.
The law's the
And
law.
then-
You
and then
can't
to be honest,
bypass
I
the
feel like
law.
the majority of the time Rancho wins. So I feel like it's kind of the hardest who just doesn't read the contract.
I feel like it's very complicated because, I mean, from the little that we know, like the music business is very complicated.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like there's predatory practices within labels to always get the upper hand on the artists, since they're the ones with the resources. You know, it might be this record label's 355th contract that they do with an artist, whereas an artist 90% of the time it's their first one. So of course I feel like they're the underdog in the situation. Doesn't take away from having to be ready, from doing your due diligence, but you know it's you against a big enterprise.
We'll keep talking about it after the break. All right, guys, we are back from the break. The Red Bull just started kicking in for me, so that's good.
Yeah.
You know, now I know next time I drink a Red Bull 1 hour before. But where were we at?
Oh, I know where.
Karol
Javi.
G brings out Xavi at Estadio Azteca with 80,000 people.
What?
You guys see like that?
Yeah, I was gonna say it like that. That's actually amazing. 80,000 people. I don't know how Javi does it performing.
No, how Karol does it.
Well, Karol sold 80,000 seats.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you think about it, who's gonna be the nervous one, Javi or Karol?
Oh, depends what you're gonna say.
That's what I was gonna say. Javi did it.
Sorry for interrupting.
You know, I'm not sure if he's used to being in the scenario with 80,000 people, but he got that song, La Diabla poppin', #1 song in Mexico, and people sing out their hearts.
4 global the last time I checked,
Yeah,
which
La
was like 2
Víctima.
days ago.
It's #1 in Latin.
I don't know. That song's big.
Yeah.
Diabla, mira
Well,
como
what I think is cool about that
baila.
song is how you said that it uses like the old like tacuache style. Or-
Yeah, well, when
the
I'm referring
bajolochichi?
to Tacuache style, I mean that he's still playing the bajoloche.
I saw a
Like,
TikTok
You
that
know?
said like, "Oh, bring the tacuache style back." Like I miss those days, and a lot of people said like, "Yeah, they miss it."
No, it's because.
And I think what happened that it died because people didn't like evolve. Well, I don't know what it was, because I mean, Javi got the #1 song with
I
that
think
style.
I don't think it was the music. I think it was just the time that everyone was in, with like social media and like everyone was watching like their favorite TikToker that probably
Yeah.
already fell off already. But like I think the music itself, like it wasn't like. I think the music now is better than the Tacuache stuff.
Maybe it's just
Well-
like people like reminiscing on their own life
Yeah, that's why their own life.
within
Yeah.
the time
That
with the music that they listen to at that moment.
Mhm.
Because I feel like all of us,
I could agree.
when we listen to that music, we're like morros cagados, you know? Well, I mean, todavía
Like,
somos, but like now
were
we gotta pay
fucking
rent
Hawaiian
type shit.
Like I could agree. Like yeah, those were awesome times, the Tacuache times. But the music itself, like I think the music now is better than, in my opinion.
I think I think so too. I think there's like some shit that was dropped back then. That
I think
was
there's
like-
more quality now than back then. Cause
what do you mean by quality though?
when it comes, because back then everyone would use a bajoloche, but I didn't like the sound of every bajoloche in every song. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the times, like
I agree
motherfuckers
with you.
recorded like with a string and shit. That shit sounded bad.
Like a rubber band?
I don't know what they talking about.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. Sorry.
Oh, still,
Yo,
Give
stay
us
in
a
your
quick
lane,
video.
dog.
Hey, look.
You know,
Look, talk about like music quality. Wow.
no, I agree with you. I
back
feel
then-
like the bajoloche now, when they integrate it, it sounds way better.
yeah.
More bass, more
Fills
se
in
llena
more.
más, se
Yeah,
llena más.
See, at the same time, I said film, se llena más. Give us like
Este,
another 30 seconds.
este se llena más.
Mira, otra mordida, denle.
Que se llene más el angel.
I'm actually hungry, but that's crazy as fuck. I agree with you. I think it's amazing how Javi is still, integrating that instrument, and it was way bigger back then,
We questioned during the Tacuache time, who's still popping?
Like
Yeah.
Nivel Codiciado, Tony Loya.
No, like who's still popping right now?
He was answering your
Oh,
question.
really? Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to.
I think, and when he said that, and then you were like, no, who's still popping? I think it's like right and wrong to that answer because I think they've maintained their level, just that the market got so much bigger that
I get you.
it
I get
looks
you, I get
like
you.
there's,
okay. That's I know.
No, actually-
but like let's
But
say
do you really think they maintain their level?
I
a lot of artists?
kind of think so. I think so.
Well, to be honest, when you asked your question, I thought you were asking who was popular when the Bajoloche was popular.
Oh.
Yeah, so it didn't mean
Yeah.
to.
No,
like-
but honestly, I think like they've kind of like maintained a little bit. I think so. They
Damn,
haven't,
I don't
like,
know.
really
It's because I
grown
remember El Flash was fucking popular as fuck.
Yeah, but I'd like to know at what number did it peak on Billboard. It didn't.
Didn't because I guess the market. I guess yeah, I agree with you. The market wasn't as big, but now, since it got so
But
big,
to answer my question,
there's so much competition as well. Like, Música Mexicana is competing with everybody now. Everybody. Not just rap, not just techno, not just
Country.
pop. Everything. And it's still like maintaining top position.
Actually, you're right. I don't think they really like fell out. I think the market just got bigger.
You
Yeah.
know, yeah.
Because
Maybe
if you think about it, there's like
They lift the music
5
back
top
then.
dogs, like 5 fucking sharks. which
5
is
top
obvi-
dogs that take 80% of the market.
Yeah.
yeah. But I wonder why there's not more. Because look,
Whoa,
if you
okay.
look,
I have
check-
a- I have a
okay,
good
no,
answer
no,
to
no,
that.
no,
I have
check
a good
this out.
answer.
Okay, okay,
No,
okay.
no, check
You know
this
why?
out. Check this
I
out.
think
Okay,
about it like
30
this.
seconds, brother.
All right, I think about it like this. You know how they say, "Oh, rich people like they just hang out with each other. They make themselves richer."
Fuck you.
Because I told you that shit last time. So that's what I think happens with Música Mexicana. Like Fuerza is gonna want to do another collab with Nata. Oh, who are you gonna do a collab with? Oh, Junior, who are you gonna do a collab with? Fuerza. Like they just do it between each other
The thing is, and I was
to
gonna
make
bring up
themselves more famous.
I was gonna bring up that same point because because I was still thinking about the next generation. collab. And the last time we saw him, you talked about Sad Boys for Life 2, and you asked him, "Oh, what are the collabs?" And now we know there was no collabs. But at that moment, he said, "Oh, pues ya sabes, con los mismos, son Peso, Oscar." So I think that there's competition between each other. Half of it is friendly, half of it is not friendly, but they'd rather work with each other and be competing against 5 than bring up another, not random, he's going to pop off, but they don't want the competition to get
And if it's an
more.
underground artist, that means it's from their label.
Yeah.
But it's so different because I was gonna mention it. The rap game is not like that. How
I'm in a
many?
rap game. I'm
How
not
many?
too-
How many top dogs are in the rap game?
Oh, there's a lot.
Exactly. So why? That's why that genre is huge, and that's why I think Música Mexicana is barely starting to like pop off.
I think this
because
is like Música Mexicana is like what rap was like in the 80s, where it was barely taking off to the global stage. I think it was such a cultural thing that now it's gonna hit the mainstream.
yeah, but now you think about it, they're doing collaborations with each other. But if they want to bring the culture and the genre bigger, they need to bring people up with them. So there could be multiple top dogs, and there could
But
be
then
a
there's
huge
more- but-
market.
Yeah,
But
but then
then-
that's where like the
but you-
selfishness comes in. Like,
But you're asking us. I'm pretty sure if you ask the big dogs, they're gonna say there's already way too many people.
and why would they
touching
want
a
more
guitar.
competition?
To
Like
ma-
you
to
could ask
make-
one, you
You
could
can
ask
like the culture.
you could
but
ask
you
any
don't love it
artist-
as much as a big fat check for yourself.
yeah, you could ask any artist. They'd be like, yeah, we need more people. The genre's growing, but in reality, like they want to stay on top.
They
and
want
don't
the
want
genre
more.
to
They don't
grow
want more. They don't want more
with
people.
them.
Yeah,
What are you
I
gonna
mean
say?
it's
Oh,
true.
you know,
It's true, and not everybody can adapt. That's the problem too. Look at Drake. Look
damn,
at
but
Drake.
then again,
Look at Drake. How long has he been around? How long has he been able to adapt?
he got Artist of the Decade award.
Where's our Drake of Música Mexicana?
Damn,
It hasn't been long. It hasn't been around long enough to say, okay, this guy, he could adapt.
Pepe Aguilar.
Put your finger down. Pepe,
Pepe Aguilar. No, I mean,
But I'm talking about the
They used to-
tumbados.
Okay,
Yeah, no, I know,
who's
I know
gonna
what
be
you're
the
talking about.
Draco Música Mexicana?
I don't know.
Fuerza.
I don't think we've met
Fuerza
them.
already has like what 4 or 5 years.
you don't think they're out yet?
I don't think they're out yet.
Like the huge, big, like
I
the
think
big before and after. We haven't heard from him yet.
mm-mm.
But then also,
I think Javi is a good contender to be
He's
like,
like on month 6, bro.
that's the thing though. It hasn't been a year since we met Javi.
But Fuerza already has like 5 years, 5 more.
They're
He's
like
already the
they're like on
fucking-
6.
it's not 15.
I
I'm just getting respect, obviously.
yeah. No, I agree with that statement because sort of. I think we have met them, but I could definitely see why not because música just moves so quick. It's been a year. It hasn't been a year since we met Javi, and you're putting him high up there with the big dogs, and I think he is a big dog. And it hasn't been a year. He's on month 6.
I think he's
of
like
fame.
knocking at the door.
All right.
Also,
he's
let
on
me in,
month
big
6.
dog.
And another thing that nobody really advocates for the big dogs, I would say, is how well they've adapted to like this like stupidly crazy life. Peso didn't really have a big he like acted out or se cree mucho. Going from a regular person to a
fucking
worldwide
superstar.
celebrity. Same with Javi. Same with other people, how fast they adapt. I think that's impressive because our growth has been exponentially less, and I think that it's hard to adapt. I don't think I could do what they do.
Yeah.
Or like to kind of stay
No, to
humble.
no, not to stay humble, but like to do the tasks that they're required to do. They're like, okay, now sing your song in front of 80,000 people,
Oh,
and
okay,
act like
okay.
it's the opportunity of a lifetime and be thankful and kill it. It is all that
every
stuff.
weekend.
Like, oh, you're gonna
But like
announce
actually perform, I don't think I could do that.
you're gonna announce your tour, but before that, you're gonna perform in front of 80,000 people in Mexico, which you've never done it before.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like in that sense, I don't think I could do that.
Okay, what do you guys think about Javi selling out his tour and people saying that it's gonna be a 20-minute show and he only has 3-4 songs?
Well,
Well, go watch it to see if it's 20 minutes or not.
I mean, I'm no expert, but I think what Javi should have done is drop the album and then go on tour.
What if he does drop the album before he goes on tour? What if he
Maybe.
drops it in February?
Well, I'm
Yeah.
saying that from what we know right now.
Early April. So by the time if I'm not mistaken, we met him in April. 12 months later, sold out show. We met him in April. He was just starting off. 12 months later, performed with Karol G, 80,000 people, and is about to start his sold out like 30-date tour. Isn't it that absolutely fucking insane, off the walls? How crazy 12 months those must have been. We literally met them. We literally met him, and he didn't have no tour.
That's
He
actually
had
pretty
one
crazy.
song.
He hadn't
La
had La
Víctima.
Víctima yet.
When
we first met him, no.
Oh, you're talking about like when
Oh,
we met him
I-
at Pico?
Yeah, when we met him at
Oh
Pico.
yeah, like
Oh,
he was,
no,
he was
no.
probably barely recording that shit, but it wasn't even like on TikTok.
Yeah,
or
fun,
anything.
fun fact, we met him at Pico at a Marca Registrada concert, and he was there because he was with RB Music
Mhm.
to some degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. Chat.
That is crazy.
What
Well,
is
his
the next?
first date is in March 28.
Mexico City. I applaud that it's also in Mexico because if a lot of comments that I see, they're going on their world tour in United States and Canada
Mm-hmm.
and like 2 dates in Europe. I like and applaud that they started in Mexico City because I don't know the data, but I just know that he has a huge market over there and that they are
Like welcoming him.
how do you
with
say,
open arms.
like catering to that market.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, we have a huge market there, but we're not doing a show. Like they're starting there. Bet.
But
Yeah,
I think
first,
that's hard.
first 2 dates are in Mexico. I
That's
think.
hard.
First one,
Yeah.
March 28 at Mexico City.
I
and
mean,
then-
obviously, I wish him the best.
you know what? I don't think he's gonna drop an album. It's too soon. He probably should have already been announcing like another preview or something. You know,
You
the
know
first
what?
one's March 28. Because you're not gonna drop an album a week or 2 before going on tour. No one's gonna learn all the songs right away. Like you need time.
No, I
to
think
love
the
the
reason
songs.
why they're not gonna do it is because if it's not like critically acclaimed and a huge success, they
People are
might
not gonna
affect
wanna
a little bit the tour.
Mm-hmm.
With what he has, he sold all those dates
so it might be like 20 minutes of
of
like
his
a
music,
and then like
And then
the rest
covers
covers.
and
covers, and the same way that he gives new life to a cover, the same way that it's a big hit of how Ivan did "Hey There Delilah," that one
Oh,
song.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's
It
kind of
was-
true.
it was-
But what do you think about that? Like, 20 minutes of original music and then
I'll tell you this.
and then the rest is covers. Because I remember when we went to go see Codiciado, he did like a couple original songs and then he did the rest covers.
No, it wasn't the rest covers. He literally did what?
I didn't like that personally.
No, he didn't do covers. He literally did like a couple songs that everyone knew, and then he performed his new album, which was like launched the week before, so no one knew the songs. Like he fucked up right there.
Yeah,
Like
and
everyone
he,
was like, I've never heard of this shit.
and he
Like,
did that.
And after that, he did like hella covers.
he did that at the Peacock too.
Oh, Peacock was hella covers. Yeah, honestly, I didn't fuck.
Oh,
with
I
it.
thought you were talking about Peacock. Oh,
I mean, I
take
was,
that
but
back.
then he took
Oh, I
it
was
back.
talking about the observatory. Yeah.
Yeah, but like he did the same thing.
No, the Peacock. Yeah, I don't.
Damn, I'll
understand
put
my
myself
fan.
on blast here. I went to go in like 2016, so my brain was not fully developed. I went to go see Lil Yachty at the observatory, and he really did have 3 songs. He really did do 3 songs, and then they just hit play on like I don't know what music, and he just like vibed, and he left.
Crazy.
Y'all got scammed.
So I got scammed, and then outside I bought a shirt. That was Lil Yachty's shirt, and Lil Yachty was spelled wrong, and I wore it.
No.
And I literally wore it till the long has just showed too much, and I had to move on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but the whole habit thing is crazy. How, from the time we meet him, from just trying to kickstart his career to sold out tour.
You know what I find interesting? This is kind of crazy. So you're saying that the first Javi show is in Ciudad de
Mexico
Mexico,
City.
and a few years back, people weren't consuming that type of music. It was either Bad Bunny, Taylor Swift,
Or like English music.
The Weeknd.
The weekend was huge.
and someone else. And then now it's like the total opposite. Now it's the top
No,
3 or
Kevin
4
FM.
is Mexico, and then obviously Bad Bunny, Karol G, they're still right there, but like the top ones are
That's
Mexicans
crazy.
now.
With Jason saying that basically the top music in Mexico wasn't fucking Mexican music.
Yeah, and they have like it changed so quick. Because I think it's safe to say that Peso Pluma was like the catalyst of all that.
You think? I don't think so.
Who?
No, I think he was.
No, let him say what he thinks.
No, I don't think it was a specific artist. I think it was a movement of.
Because you even said it. Mexicans don't like Mexican music for whatever reason.
You said that?
No,
to a degree.
I said I don't know when, but I still agree with that. They didn't really like the Mexican music. I felt like it was a very, very regional thing. Very. So like let's say in Mexico City, I think it was the city that streamed the most music out of all the cities in the world from Spotify. So the biggest market, and they consumed the biggest artists in the world. They didn't consume the Mexican music. And I think that was because it was still very traditional. So I think it was a whole movement, the whole movement pushing new boundaries, experimenting so much, where all Mexico felt kind of identified. And it was taken a little less serious, when you, back then, maybe if you, if I'm talking about my ass too, like in the comments, let me know. But maybe a long time ago, you think of Mexican music, you think of Pepe Aguilar, singing some mariachi. But now the popular Mexican music is, the Mira Placa San. That one song, I don't remember the name right now. The Legión LR. The Kevin FM. The Padrinitos Toy song he just came out with. It's, and of course, not all Mexico consumes that.
So
but
you think
it's popular, and Mexicans are consuming that.
you
The
think
Weeknd is not so popular anymore. There.
Do you think music that has guitars is what's getting popular, or
Mexican music.
or just Mexican music in
like
general?
because
Because
the whole
the
Elo Verga shit like is super popular in Mexico. Like
Oh,
maybe right
yeah.
here it kind of already died off, but over there like they fucking consume that shit like it's fucking water,
Like
air,
it's crack.
oxygen.
Like it's
So,
crack
mm,
addict.
Música Mexicana turned into the pop for Mexico.
Yeah. So it's not like the traditional sounds. I think
Like
the catalyst wasn't Peso Pluma. It was that they got so experimental where they ended up with a song like El Verga. They ended up like with a song
Like
the
Dembow
Saquen
Bélico.
las gimnasias, el Dembow Bélico. I think that song, if anything, that song was very, very important to the movement.
Yeah, Dembow Bélico.
The Dembow Bélico, because I think it was the first, correct me if I'm wrong, the very first song that really popped off with a crazy new sound. Tito WP said he didn't even know what dembow was. He thought it was a reggaeton. And then the guy from the studio was like, oh no, like this is like dembow. He's like, oh, like, and he didn't ask what is that. He said, I guess this is dembow. So fuck it, dembow bélico. And then that being by Tito WP, which was, you know, he had the people, which, you know, really puts him up here with Luis R. And who else was on there?
Joel WP.
Joel.
Okay, but them three, right?
Joel.
It was
Joel.
Top Dogs doing a crazy new sound. They sounded good. And I think that validated that sound, that movement, which led to all these other songs, which led to Mexicans making something for Mexicans that really they held on to.
That's crazy.
You see the videos of
Mayweather?
no, I was thinking like aquella güera le gustó como le di, the Esquivel, the Esquivel brothers. Those guys are huge.
Yeah.
Because of that sound, and they started off with like, you know, the guitars and everything.
Like parody.
Yeah, but you know, I think they're the real, true artists on their own with their own sound.
Yeah, I think the music culture is different here in the United States than in Mexico. But like you said, the electro corrido is huge in Mexico, but over here it's like
It's like I.
it's I.
Well, it's not I. Like it's still good, but in Mexico, it's like you go to every club and that's what they listen to.
Yeah, and they really listen to a lot of this music. My cousin went to Mexico City, and it was a while back. He told me that Que Onda was like literally played on every speaker humanly possible. So the reach is there.
Or like Alex Favela. They're like a little 5-show tour, but it's in Mexico. Because that's what they listen to.
In clubs.
In clubs, yeah.
So it's not enough to take it to an escenario, huh?
Esa música I feel like se presta más for clubs.
Yeah.
You know? Like you want to like vibe to it. It is, maybe my opinion is wrong, but I don't think that's kind of like music like you sit down and watch.
Mm-hmm.
So you think it reached like its breaking point, like not its breaking point, but like its peak, like it's gonna stay at clubs, or it's just club
Actually,
music.
Maybe, yeah, might just stay at clubs.
No, I think it's gonna do bigger. I think it just started.
More, though. Yeah, it just
started. But I mean, you know, there's so many creatives. We're gonna see what they come out with. I think it's just started. This wave just started.
Yeah.
Should we start the segment?
Yeah, let's start the segment.
New segment, Ask Agushto Papa. So, if you guys want to send us questions, make sure you guys send the questions to this email. Should we do a submission form or just an email?
What's a submission form?
Like you make a little form and they could just fill that out. Your name. What do you want to talk about?
Nah, just type what you want to say.
All right,
just put your feelings
email
out.
down below right here. Send questions. Ask whatever you guys want. It doesn't have to be music. First one is. Damn, I lost it right here. Hey, Agushto Papa, I'm a big fan. I've been watching since episode 4. I'm reaching out because I make music and I got my first label offer. What should I look for in a label and what should I avoid?
Some fucking money, dog. Honestly, I think the most important thing to do when looking at a contract is getting a lawyer, having him explain it to you. Does it benefit you and your plan? Does it benefit the label? Your team?
But before all of that, when you get the contract and the label manager tells you we have lawyers, you tell him, no, shut the fuck up. I'm going to find my own lawyer. Because then he's going to hit up his homie lawyer and you're already fucked.
Yes.
I feel like they always say that too, huh? I mean, I don't know. I don't have.
Sure, shit, what do we know?
What do we know? But
Yes, at the beginning, your career is funded by yourself, and the lawyer is very expensive. So if it costs you $1,500, $2,000, whatever it costs you, get that money, get the lawyer on your own, because you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot.
And your life depends on it.
Yeah, and then, can you repeat the question again? I feel like it was long.
I make music. What should I look for in the label and what should I avoid?
Look for in the label. Oh yeah, well these are just like precautions, you know, like this is what we're setting the bar at. Get your own lawyer because there's everything's contractual. It's not just handshake agreements. From there, what should you look for and what should you avoid? I think going into a deal, you should know that it's give and take. You have to give something to get something. And I think you should go for the biggest label possible that you can get. The biggest one that you could get.
Okay, question for you. let's just say you get two contracts, Interscope. They get a higher percentage than you, or you get this like smaller label, but they give you a higher percentage. Which one are you still choosing?
I'd go with the big label.
Still?
I think the resource at the end of the day, you're there for the resources. So fuck, I think your smaller piece is still gonna end up being bigger.
Because from a bigger pie.
What if they just
from a
shelf
bigger
you?
pie.
What about you? Dumbass?
Shelf.
Yeah, they might just, but you know, you're taking a chance on
Well,
making it. It's
honestly,
risk.
what I think about like getting a record deal is that you're betting on yourself. That one, you can make up the money that they give you if they even give you money up front. It just depends on every
That
contract.
advance. I think majority of the time you get an advance, even if it's small.
Yeah, they always gotta entice you with something.
So basically, a record deal is a loan to fund your project. So, like I said, it's a gamble.
In advance.
If in advance, like if you have the confidence to make up the money and even surpass it, then the label's gonna really fuck with you and keep investing money. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, and also, it's a business venture to make the absolute most amount of money possible. That's what it is when you strip it down to its bare bones. So you need to fulfill your end of the deal. They give you the advance because of the prior work that you did up to that point. From there on out, they're gonna give you money. They started they won, they spent. So they're gonna look to recoup their money. You have to give them a viable way to do so. And if they see that at some point they're just not gonna make their money back, or you're a lost cause in their eyes, I think that's when the shelving comes, where we're not gonna do nothing with you till your contract's over because I don't want to spend more money on you. I think that's when the shelving happens.
Yeah, and then like if they don't get their money back within like a certain amount of years, that whatever the contract says, like I don't think you could make money until like they fully get their money back, right?
Yeah, something like that. Like there's some crazy clauses in there, so that's what I'm saying. Just have to make sure you read it good, and then also, I think it's all about you and how you go into this new stage of your career. This is not the end goal. I feel like this is just the start of the professional career. Everything else was more like makeshift, more homemade, but you still definitely did something because you got their attention and they invested and put their
Yeah, and I think
coins on you.
It's important to be patient. You don't have to take the first deal or the second. Maybe it's the third. You just gotta see what's more convenient to you and your plan.
Don't be scared to renegotiate. Ask for more. Oh, and then also something that you guys should be checking when it comes to like publishing. So don't always go for like, I'm getting like a higher percentage than them. Like I'm good. Like there could be other things where, let's just say you drop a song, and the label puts themselves as the composers, and then they get music from 100% of the publishing, so the song blows up. Like I see it a lot too. A lot of popping songs, and then it says, composer of the year, and it's like motherfucker never even wrote it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it depends on the
like
artist.
that.
Like I don't want to say it's bad or good.
I think
Because
those are-
I mean, if you're comfortable with it, then go for a lot. Because a lot of artists don't own their masters, and I think they're okay with it.
Yeah.
I think
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
the
the thing. I would really say like know what your goals are, but I think it's also so early in the career that it's okay if you don't know what your goals are. It's okay if you don't know if you're okay with not owning your masters or not. It's okay if you don't know if you're okay with being the composer of your own songs that you did write for legal reasons or whatever it is. So that's why it's so difficult. That's why it's good that you understand what you're getting into, even if you don't know if it's exactly what you wanted.
Ooh, kind of reminds me when
It's a
we had
gamble.
El de la
Chat.
Guitarra. How he was talking about how he didn't want to sign, so then he just sold his masters to Jimmy, and then he ended up signing. And obviously he doesn't own his masters to like his best songs, but like he's still happy, It's like, I still made a shitload of money with all the other stuff, but he doesn't
yeah, the
own his
Beatles, the
masters.
Beatles don't even own
Dude,
their
that's
masters.
crazy.
Yeah, owning your masters is I don't know what it is, but a lot of artists don't own it, and it's okay. Like Los Tigres del Norte don't own it,
I think Motley Crue or the guy Nicky Six, like when the band was gonna like break up, so he bought his masters back.
Yeah,
It was in the movie, The Dirt. Check it out, guys.
Joe Dirt.
The Dirt. Did I say Joe Dirt?
yeah. So also I would say do the absolute most that you can do on your own once you know that you maxed out, you're tapped out, you don't know what to do next. Sorry, that you don't know what else to do with the equipment that you do have, the tools that you do have, the resources and connections that you have, then go. You know, it's if you get a deal with one good song compared to 3 good songs, isn't it 4 or 5, whatever, is gonna be a very different deal, different terms, bigger bonuses or advances. So do the most that you can on your own.
Yeah, and then also too, when you sign to a label, don't expect them to do like everything for you too. Like they're there for resources, and you got to do your part. They do their part. Let's just say you have a song, it's ready to go out. They're gonna pitch it to Spotify, Apple Music, and if it doesn't work out, then it just probably didn't work out.
Self-promote your music on TikTok. I mean, as of right now, the platform to promote your music is TikTok.
Unless you're signed to UMG.
A lot of
Let's just say to Universal.
yeah, unless you're signed to Universal, you're not gonna be able to have those sounds. But échenle ganas. Music is very beautiful.
Yeah.
And
damn, we should have talked about
sky's
the
the
UMG
limit.
shit. Fuck.
Yeah, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's you against the world. You just have another person in your in your corner.
yeah, it's crazy. I feel like there's a lot of knowledge that you need.
Yeah, it all comes down to them.
Yeah, and you need a team too. Like at the end of the day, these huge artists, they have a team that has their back.
Yeah, you need a team to handle certain things, and you need to be very proficient in other things, like the whole promotion stuff. Like you need to have a stronghold on that. You need to know that you're making TikToks to promote it, all that stuff.
Bro, oh my god, I fucking hate when artists don't make TikToks. They just piss me off. Like, I actually,
Yeah, I
bro, you need to be doing that shit. There's a lot of talented artists that don't want to fucking post.
I think a lot of them just look down upon us creators as the lower
you
level.
say that a lot.
That's what I think personally.
Mm-hmm.
Or they look towards like Junior Age, Nata, Peso, that they just, I feel like they mimic them.
Yeah,
and but
they don't
not sucking dick either.
Nata doesn't
it is
need to
what
make
it is.
TikToks. Junior doesn't need to make TikToks. Maybe one day they will, but
Who knows?
Like Angel said, they're up.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So don't mimic them. Where nobody's there. I'm not there. He's not there. Only they're there. What do we need to do? We need to look to other creators like the Kevin IFM kid, 16. He's really on the whole TikTok grind, whether you like the music or not. The TikToks are there. Copy them, and you see some creators that do adapt to that. Marca Registrada, they were very like, I feel they were more.
Yeah.
Marca.
Damn.
Yeah. Marca was Marca, and then now they make all these little TikTok sounds.
Junior H and Nata, they hire us because we could promote it.
Oh, that too. Hey, we're not trying to sell our service here, but like a lot of people do use us for campaigns.
Exactly, guys. This is wrap up the episode. Hopefully, you guys learned a lot. I had fun recording this episode, and yeah.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and peace out.
Peace out,
Good
guys.
Valentine's Day.
Put a Spotify.
Bye.
Check it out. Para andar a gusto.